This also would have made headlines in normal times, but then again, this is a headline about abnormal times. And frankly, given what I just said about some folks positioning themselves for the possibility of a Democratic administration soon, I kind of found the timing of this announcement interesting. Facebook announced late yesterday that it will ban QAnon accounts across all of its platforms, removing all, quote, Facebook pages, groups, and Instagram accounts that represent QAnon. And overnight, the reports have been trickling in that this is no mere slap on the wrist. Huge Q-related groups and accounts have absolutely gone. More on that in a second, quoting The Verge. Facebook says QAnon content, which purports that a secret society of pedophiles is plotting against U.S. President Donald Trump, represents an, quote, identified militarized social movement, end quote, which is prohibited under its rules. In other words, Facebook is reclassifying QAnon as no different than an extremist militia group, but not quite on the level of a terrorist organization or full-fledged hate group. Quote, we are starting to enforce this updated policy today and are removing content accordingly, but this work will take time and need to continue in the coming days and weeks, Facebook writes. We've been vigilant in enforcing our policy and studying its impact on the platform, but we've seen several issues that led to today's update. For example, while we've removed QAnon content that celebrates and supports violence, we've seen other QAnon content tied to different forms of real-world harm, including recent claims that the West Coast wildfires were started by certain groups, which diverted attention of local officials from fighting the fires and protecting the public, end quote. Should be noted that Facebook has further clarified that individuals will still be able to post QAnon content on their personal accounts, but again, it seems that big groups and other accounts have gone completely dark. Cheyenne Sardarizada covers online disinformation and conspiracy theories for the BBC, quoting a Twitter thread from him from overnight, quote, holy hell, just had a look at my list of QAnon groups and pages on Facebook, and it's a bloodbath out there, absolute bloodbath. I'm down to 31 groups and 49 pages. I had 220 groups and 205 pages just last week. On Instagram, I'm down to 258 accounts. I had nearly 400 last week. The lucky ones that have survived the call have already pressed the panic button. Warnings are going out to members to avoid any references to Q or QAnon. Backup accounts and channels are already being set up. They all seem to have grasped this time. Facebook looks serious. On my list, there are now only 5 Facebook groups, 9 pages, and 19 Instagram accounts remaining with more than 10,000 members, likes, or followers. I can't stress how huge this is. Gone are pretty much all the major QAnon groups / pages with tens of thousands of members / likes, end quote.